Welcome everyone, welcome back to our channel at JH Maths Pro. Today we're going to be looking at a part 1 of the January 2021 paper 2 for the mathematics CSEC paper. So we're going to go through the 2021 paper, however we're going to be uploading it in different parts. So I'm going to ask you please to like, share and comment. Let us know if you would want us to continue to part 2, and I want you to go ahead and share with your classmates and your peers, especially to those persons who are sitting the June 2021 exam this year. So the first question we have here, using our calculator or otherwise, we're supposed to calculate the exact value of this question. 1 4/7 plus 2/3 minus 1 5/6. So based on what we have here, we're going to change our numbers to improper fractions, and in order to do so, we need to navigate the information that we have here. So we're going to say 7 times 1 is 7, and the 7 plus 4, we have 11. So now we have 11 over 7 plus, we remain 2/3, and 6 times 1, you get 6, plus 5. Here we have minus 11 over 6. So what we're going to do here, as it relates to this question, we're going to look to see which is our lowest common multiple, which is our LCM for 7, 3, and 6. So our LCM is 42. Now we're going to divide to see how many times 7 can go into 42. So 42 divided by 7 goes 6 times. 3 into 42 goes 14 times, and 42 divided by 6 goes 7 times. So now we're going to multiply, and here we have 6 times 11, 66, and 2 times 14, that is 28, so we have plus 28, minus 7 times 11, that is 77. So what you can do now, you can add your 66 plus your 28. So we can say here 66 plus 28 is equal to 94. So we'll have 94 minus 77. And remember our LCM. So 94 minus 77 is equal to 17 over 42. So that would be our exact value. So this is our exact value. And 42 is our LCM. So this would be the answer to your question. So you can just go ahead and revise your fractions. You should know by now that you're always going to get a fractions question first on your paper 2. So you should ensure that you're competent and confident in that area. Our next question is, write the value of the cube root of 27 divided by 9 squared in its lowest term. So I'm going to rewrite the question. And here I'm going to put over 9 squared. So the cube root of 27, it's basically asking us which number can be multiplied 3 times. The same number can be multiplied 3 times to give us 27. So this could be rewritten as 3 times 3 times 3, because that would give us 27. 9 squared is expressed as 9 times 9. So if we want to identify that number that when multiplied by itself 3 times, we're going to get 27. That number is 3. So here I'm going to have 3 over 9 times 9. That is 81. Now I'm going to cancel 3 into 3 goes 1 times, 3 into 27, 3 into 81, 3 into 3 goes 1 time, and 3 into 81 goes 27 times. So here my final answer is 1 and 27. So here my final answer is 1 over 27. So this is my answer. B part of the question is, the thickness of one sheet of cardboard is given as 485 times 10 to the negative 2 millimeters. And here it says a construction worker uses at least 75 sheets of cardboard stacked together to insulate a wall. So the first part of the question is asking us to show the exact thickness of the insulation is 363.75 millimeters. So here we have our solution, and they want us to prove to them that that is the answer as it relates to the thickness of the insulation. So first you're going to look at the data that you have. So you know that the thickness of the cardboard is 485 times 10 to the negative 2, and then here they're telling you that the answer as it relates to the thickness is 363.75 millimeters. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to go ahead and start proving. So what we can do here, we know that it would be 485 times 10 to the negative power times the amount of sheet, which is 75. So what we're going to do here, we're going to multiply the whole numbers. So we have 75 and we have 485. So we're going to multiply that, and you're going to get 36,375. 36,375. You're now going to have times. You're going to put back your 10 to the negative 2 here, and we know that is in millimeter. Remember your units. So to continue to work this question, we are now going to change the information that we have here. We're going to move the decimal point because we know that this is a whole number. So we have 36,375 and 10 to the negative 2. In order to convert that to a whole number, we'll have to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So this is the invisible decimal point here. So we're going to go 2 places to the left. So this would be 1, 2. So our answer here would be 363.75 millimeters. So we can basically say that this is our working out or our proof to show how you get your answer. So the next part of the question related to B, write the thickness of the insulation, and we're supposed to correct that number to 2 significant figures. So we're focusing on this number here. So 2 significant figure, our second significant number would be the number 6. So therefore, we're going to look to the right to see if there's any number that is 5 or more. There's no number that is 5 or more. So we're going to have 3, 6, and we're going to put 0 for a space holder. So we have 360 millimeters, and that is 2 significant figures. For B, we're supposed to correct the same number to 1 decimal place. So we're going to look, and as it relates to decimal place, we're going to look at our number, and based on the information that we see here, based on the information we see here, 363.75, 1 decimal place, the 7 would be our target number. When we look to the right of the 7, the number is 5, so we're going to add 1 to the 7. So we're going to end up with 363.8 millimeters, and that is 1 dp. The next part, it is asking us to change to standard form. They may even say standard notation. So they want us to rewrite this in standard form. So the thing about standard form is that the number, it should be from 1 to 9. right? So the number can be from 1 to 9, and when we're multiplying it by 10, it can be raised to any number, all right? So here, because we're going to move the decimal point 2 places until we get a number that is from 1 to 9. So if we move the decimal point 2 places, 1, 2, we're now going to have 3.6375 times 10. And because we move the decimal point 2 places, we are going to put to the second power. So here we have it. So 3.6375 times 10 to the second power, and that would be our final answer. And you can go ahead and put millimeters here. C. Marco is on vacation in the Caribbean. He changes 4,500 Mexican pesos to the Eastern Caribbean dollars, and he receives 630 Eastern Caribbean dollars. All right. So this is our information. Now they want us to complete the exchange rate below. So 1 ECD, which is Eastern Caribbean dollars, is equal to the Mexican pesos. So here we're going to put a line. So this is what we're supposed to find out. So in order to do that, let us just write down some information here. So basically here we have 630 ECD is equal to 4,500 MXN. And if we want to know the value of 1 ECD, so we can say 1 ECD is equal to 4,500 divided by 630. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cancel that. You can use your calculator. And when you divide that, you should get 1 ECD is equal to 7.1428, and you can also round off that to 3 decimal places, so it can be 7.143, and that would be 3 DP. You can also double check to see if your answer is correct by simply multiplying the 630 by the 7.143 in order to see if you're going to get 4,500 MXN. So here we have 7.143 times 630, and you can just go ahead and double check on your calculator. Comment below if you got back the same answer for number 2C. Right, and you should get the 4,500. So this is our exchange rate question. You just have to read carefully and write down your information as you get what you know and what you don't know, and you can work on that from an algebraic perspective. The next question, factorize the following completely. We have 12n squared minus 4mn. So we're to factorize. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to look to see what is common for 12n squared and 4mn. And what is common, we're going to factor that out. So basically, what I am seeing here, 4n would have been the common thing to both of them. So we're going to put 4n outside of the bracket. So here we have 4n. And then we're going to have 4n times what would give us 12n squared, and that is 3n. And 4n times what would give us negative 4m, and that would be minus m. So here we have 4n, open bracket, 3n minus m, and that would be our answer for our factorization. The next question is asking us to show that x over 1 minus x minus 4x is equal to x, open bracket, 4x minus 3 over 1 minus x. So they already have the answer, which is this. And they want us to prove that the question is equal to this particular solution. So here I have x over 1 minus x minus 4x. And before I start working this, I'm just going to put it over 1 to show that it's a fraction also. My LCM would be 1 minus x. So 1 minus x into 1 minus x goes one time. 1 divided into anything gives you back the same thing. So this would be 1 minus x. So 1 times x is x. And now we have negative 4x, open bracket 1 minus x. So this is what we're multiplying. So negative 4x times 1 is going to give us negative 4x. Negative 4x times negative x is going to give us positive 4x squared. So now we can just go ahead and calculate our answer. So here we can say that we have x minus 4x, we're going to get negative 3x. And here we have positive 4x squared over 1 minus x. So what we can do, we can factor out based on what we have here in the bracket, we can factor that out. But before I do that, I'm just going to rearrange my terms. So I have positive 4x squared, negative 3x over 1 minus x. That would be equal to the thing that is common, the factor that is common to both of them based on what we have here for our terms would have been x. So I'm going to have x on the outside here. And I'm going to have 4x because x times 4x is going to give me 4x squared. And x times negative 3 is going to give me negative 3x. So that is equal to, and I have 1 over x. So here I have x, 4x minus 3 over 1 minus x. So yes, the solution for this question is proven because they are both the same solution. So therefore, this would have been your work, to explain how they got that as their solution. So we're going to move on to the next part. And the next part, they're asking us to solve the equation. When they ask you to solve the equation, you're going to put the equation equal to 0. So we're going to move on to that part. So we already know the answer for the solution, which we just did from the part 2 of this question. So we have is equal to 0. So this is connected to the last question that we looked at. So because it is equal to 0, what we're now going to do, we're going to basically cross multiply to see what we have. So if we should put this information over 1 and we should cross multiply, we're going to get x, open bracket, 4x minus 3. Close bracket. And for this one, we're going to have 0 times, this is 1 minus x. And if we're going to multiply here, we know exactly what it is that we're supposed to do. So we have our x, open bracket, 4x minus 3, which is equal to anything times 0, you're going to get back 0. So we have our 0 there. So now this is what we have, x, open bracket, 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. So our final answer would be x is equal to 0 or x would be equal to, so we can just work out this part where you have 4x minus 3. So if you have 4x minus 3 equal to 0, you're going to get 4x is equal to positive 3. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Now you're going to have x is equal to 3/4. So x can either be equal to 0 or x can be equal to 3/4. And that would be your solution for the following equation above. The question we're going to look on for part 1 of the 2021 January paper. This is, we're supposed to make v the subject of the formula, which is p is equal to the square root of 5 plus vt. So we have p is equal to the square root of 5 plus vt. So we're supposed to make v the formula. In order for us to get rid of the square root, we're going to square both sides. So we're going to square the p and we're going to square the next side. So this square is going to cancel the square root. So now we have p squared is equal to 5 plus VT. And now what we're going to do, we're going to group our terms so that we have the VT by itself. So we're going to have P squared, we're going to have a negative 5 on the next side. So I have P squared is equal to, P squared minus 5 is equal to VT. So to get rid of the T and to have V by itself, I'm going to divide by T on both sides. So now I have P squared minus 5 over T, and here I have equal to V. So it's the same thing as V is equal to P squared minus 5 divided by T. And this would be your answer for making V the subject. So thank you very much for watching another video. Remember to comment below if you want us to do part 2, and we will prepare the part 2 video by the end of this week so that you're able to see the answers. If you have any question, go ahead and drop a comment below. Follow us on our Instagram page at JHMathsPro. You can send us a DM if you would like me to share the paper with you as it relates to the answer, so you can go ahead and practice. Remember to share along with your classmates, especially to those persons who are doing CSEC exam this year. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for watching.